So I was talking about the prelims trap. Why previous year questions can also act as a guide to understand the language of questions that are being asked. So the most famous and understanding questions you can get is only, all, and none, no. These type of words, when used in a question, you can easily eliminate many options. So I've given examples of it later on. And again, mains action words: discuss, examine, evaluate, critically evaluate. These are few things you really need to pay attention to and understand it. I think if you sit 1 hour, you'll understand whenever these adjectives are added to the end of the question, what you really need to focus on. Like in discuss, you can just, it's mostly seen in history, geography, because they are asking for conceptual clarity, like plate tectonics, continental drift. They'll ask you to discuss or explain what is the theory behind it. When it comes to critically evaluate, it can come to any government scheme, or some of the major steps government has taken, and how has it worked, positively and negatively, and then you give a balanced answer in the end as a conclusion. So that way, that is where you're critically evaluate. So you have to look at the positive, negatives, and come to a conclusion if you're in support, or what else can be done. You can add a way forward in such questions. So these are few adjectives you have to look for in previous year questions and understand what they're asking for. Yeah. So these are the all, some, none, only, no, etc. prelim traps. People do think they are traps, but I think they're the most easiest and scoring ones once you understand how UPSC has been asking them. Yeah, I can open it this way. Yeah. This is one of the first questions. Here you'll understand that virus has been repeatedly asked over the years. And even if you had prepared virus, this would have been easier. But in 2025, even if nobody had read virus, you can understand that no virus can survive in ocean water. Extreme statement. No virus can infect bacteria. Again, extreme. We have learned that virus infects bacteria. They are the primary host. Again, no virus can change the cellular transcription activity in host cells. This is, this is the whole pathogenesis of HIV. So even if you have done the basics, you'll understand that the wherever you see such statement, most of the time it's all of the three. Sorry, none, because none of them are right. They've asked which are correct. None, because viruses can survive. So these are somewhere you can identify there's a pattern. And over the years, even if you had prepared the topic virus, which is repeatedly asked, I would say it's one of the most repeated themes in science and tech preparation, I would say. So this was a very easy question, I would say. Second, I think this was also asked in 2025 itself, three statement question. Here I would like to you to focus on, if even if you eliminate one or two statements, you can come to the answer. Would anybody like to try this, or I will wait for some options? What do you think of the answer? I One thing I would like to tell you, you don't need to have previous knowledge. Just use your common logic. Think of a chalk, think of clay, and try to come to the answer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll come to how to come to solve this type of question. Here you can directly look at this statement 3. Clay is not at all porous. So you would have seen that even if you think of the plain clay, you tend to mix water to make it soft. Porous is basically the ability where you understand if it can withhold water, and its physical property change based on holding power of the holding ability of the material. So chalk is porous. Even if you eliminate statement 3, there's only one, um, and statement 2 also, chalk is porous. Think of the chalk you use in classrooms. It if you put water on it, it would visibly absorb it. So these two, for second one is right, third one is wrong. Even if you get that, you understand that first A and B, it cannot be A and B. And here only one of the statement, 2 and 3 is correct. That is right, 2 is correct, 3 is wrong. So C is the answer. I would come to it because I know that 2 is right. So I have eliminated D as well. They've told both are wrong. I don't need to even read at first statement, is what I'm trying to tell you. So such statements, people get scared looking at three statements and thinking how to come to an answer. Just look at the questions where it is extreme, like not at all porous. They'll try to give it in the language itself that they want you to come at the answer. This is one of the 2025 questions. Again, I would tell you why it was significant, because Operation Sindoor was um, uh, recently in the news, and that time we had used a lot of drones and UAVs while attacking the terrorist hideouts. So that's why UAV was asked. We thought most of the people expected a lot of technical, and I think there was technical questions on types of helicopter and um, their uses. But this is one of the question where you don't need to know all types of drones and what kind of classification they have. Here they have given all types of UAVs can do vertical landing, which is again an extreme statement. Again, all types can do automated hovering. All types can use battery only as a source. Again, wherever all types of questions are there, either they all are right or they all are wrong. So this becomes incorrect, because it is an extreme statement to expect all drones to have vertical landing, all drones to have automated hovering. That's why the answer becomes none again. Yeah, this is some type of question. Some mushrooms have medicinal properties, some mushrooms have psychoactive properties, some mushrooms have insecticidal properties, some mushrooms are bioluminescent. If you have seen some cartoons also, this D does seem right. There are mushrooms which are bioluminescent. Medicinal properties are there. Psychoactive substance, we know that LSD and all that are from mushrooms. And again, insecticidal properties might be there. They have given some, so it becomes very vague. It can be correct or wrong. So most of the times it's usually correct that we do have such ambiguous insects or plants which have such properties. So again, in such statements all four are correct. Again, same type of question. Some microorganisms can grow in environment and temperatures above the boiling point. There is one microorganism used in autoclave machines. Again, there is a microorganism which can grow in temperature below freezing points. Some microorganisms can grow in highly acidic environment. These type of questions, again, you know that there is possibility, but it's just that you don't have to know the specific microorganism in such habitats. It's just a vague statement. Again, all three are correct. This is one question. Here I would like to highlight the importance of extreme statements. So here we know the climate targets that should not exceed 2 degree above the pre-industrial level. If the global temperature increases beyond 3 degree centigrade above the pre-industrial level, what can be the possible impact? So look at all the statements and try to eliminate at least two options which are very extreme. I'll wait 10 seconds for any answers. Yeah. 3 and 4 can be easily eliminated. Very good. Because here all global wetlands will permanently, again, all, first of all is an extreme statement, and again, then permanently disappear. Again, you'll see cultivation of cereal will not be possible anywhere in the world. Again, very extreme statement. We have labs which can grow plants and cereals now. Even if the temperature exceeds, we'll have places where we can grow. So these two can be easily eliminated. Coming to these two statements, here you'll have to be very aware in that situation that terrestrial biosphere tends towards a net carbon source and widespread coral mortality will occur. This is something which we are seeing currently, that coral mortality is happening from now itself, even when we have only breached 1.5 degree, not decadally yet, but on data papers that we have breached it. So this is what we have seen. They're talking about 3%. So this will occur. We have seen, and they have not given any that all corals will disappear or anything. Here terrestrial biosphere tends towards a net carbon source. Here one thing I would like to eliminate here would be, why only terrestrial? Everything is gonna get heated up and emit even oceanic. We see that when the sea surface temperature increases, it tends to not absorb carbon effectively, and that's why it also can emit carbon later on. So that's why they could have mentioned overall the net earth overall biosphere on the earth will tend to become a net carbon source. But again, something to ponder upon, how you will come to these two. This also becomes very important when you are able to eliminate two options also. That gives you a 50-50 edge that you can get score. But I would have gone with option 2 here, because I would have eliminated based on terrestrial biosphere, because again it was becoming very specific. So these are the types of question which are like, if you have understood the previous year question, you would not get scared of it and try to calmly eliminate options and solve the questions.